Okay,
that sounds... Can I point out that Carl's Freudian slip did say want to lasso the taint around him? I just want to point out that was said before we can go past it at all.
That's an important part of character building, actually, for Dormin.
Yeah. Free man now. He can say whatever he wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not bound by your earthly morals any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Regular G.G. Allen over here after he gets freed.
Today on This American Dice, join us for the grand finale of Dungeon World, The Hunt for the Black Stallions. Join a righteous holy warrior named David Michael Elijah James Jessica O'Gumble O'Brien, Dormin the Free, a free genie who maybe has gotten himself into a little trouble, Leonard the Learned, a boy wizard who's biting off way more than he can chew, and Corvid the Cleaver, an intrepid thief who's out there to make a buck however he can. Join them as they're about to burst into the final chamber to confront Rook, leader of the Black Stallions, and hopefully halt the sinister ritual that they're trying to perform. All this and more on the exciting finale of This American Dice presents Dungeon World, Hunt for the Black Stallions.
All right, let's get out of here.
Come on. Enough dilly-dallying.
Yeah, so further really, now that I don't have robes encumbering me, I guess it's easier for me to really book it.
All right, so you rush into the room beyond and slam the door shut behind you. It's these big ritual doors that you're able to secure properly, and inside you pass into the ritual chamber. Which is this almost large amphitheater-esque type room. Moving down into this sunken area, sort of like a pit, around which there are gathered these robed cultists. And you see in the middle these sort of pools of blood flowing into a floating crystal. Yeah, so these doors slam shut behind you. You're not being subtle about it, and so now everyone turns to look at you. And you can maybe one major cultist steps out to greet you, removes his hood, at which point you all see someone you know. And so you meet none other than Rook, the Black Stallion. But each of you know him by a different name. And so is Rook, as you know and as you've been briefed, he's a shapeshifter. And his face is constantly changing now. And it's just flitting between all these different faces, but occasionally you see someone you know. Dormin, you see your last master prior to Len.
The one who freed me.
Yeah. Okay, Len, you see Tormin.
What? Wait a minute. Master Tormund.
David John, you see your old youth pastor from the Church of the Double Light.
Kyle!
Looking at you scornfully. And Corvid, you see a member of the Thieves Guild who welcomed you into the society and helped you sort of pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And so he'll look at each of you and say, "I'm so glad you finally made it. We've been waiting for you."
Wait a minute, what's going on here? This is crazy. I thought we saw you die.
And maybe his face pauses on Tormin, and he says, "Len, as I've tried to teach you, there are great things, great many things in heaven and earth, and death is really only just the beginning."
What? And Len is just shocked. He's like, wait a minute.
Like, I brought you here so that you could help me finish this ritual. Our final one together.
So, like, a couple questions. Do we can see his face like changing constantly, or does he just look like the one person? Okay. So it's pretty clear that it's Rook, but it's like also disturbing that we also have faces that we recognize.
Yeah, it's definitely faces that you recognize, and it's like facts that you recognize as well.
Yeah. And then another question is, how long does that invisibility spell last, Led?
Yeah, he definitely hasn't seen you, so I don't know how long it lasts for, but it's still going on.
So I think Corvid's going to try to backstab him. He is not having this.
Yeah, Corvid's not one for fancy speeches.
Okay, go ahead and let's see here. So roll plus dex.
All right, well, I got a 6 on that. So,
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'll say, like, you go to backstab him, and like rather than his face changing this time, his whole body changes. So his like it now becomes clear to you that his back wasn't to you, and he just catches the dagger in your hand, and he's like, Corvid, I practically taught you that. He's like, don't play a player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that, like, I think when you attack someone, your invisibility spell, like, cancels, like, if I remember correctly. So it's like he just appears out of nowhere and grabs his hand, which is awesome.
Oh boy.
Well, what do you want us to do, Master Tormund? I don't understand. What's the purpose of all this stuff? It seems like it's pretty bad.
It's like, well, I've picked all of you quite carefully, and I've cultivated you over many years now. Each of you are here.
Groomed us.
That's right. David John, you and the Church of the Double Knight should know all about that.
You practically taught me all about grooming, Kyle. Everything I know. I tried to unlearn your dirty lessons and just follow the double light. But no. Your scars that you've placed on me, Kyle, they'll never heal.
Well, maybe.
I trusted you.
Some wounds make us stronger. And he'll say, I brought all of you here with a bargain. Many years ago, me and my stallions, our group, we were forced to serve a mysterious lord. We were bound by these crystals that you found, and the ritual that I'll complete tonight will either free me from it by taking your lives, or you can take our place and become the Black Stallions.
What is that? What does that mean? Everything we've heard about, the Black Stallions are pretty bad guys. You guys,
we're not bad. We just
I don't know.
We serve a greater Lord who requires much of us, and I'm through paying for it through doing his bidding.
What is his bidding anyway?
Yeah, I mean, give us some actual information here. You're asking a big thing.
He's like, Len, I've been trying to teach you this since you were first my apprentice. You know, this guy is the undead lord of these lands, and he lives beyond the plane of death. And if he has his will, he'll come back and destroy everything.
So you're trying to stop the Lich King that used to be here?
I'm not trying to stop him. I'm just trying to get these damn crystals off of me. And the best way I found out how is to switch places. That's why all of you are here. And even now, those crystals in your bag and your place here is accomplishing my purpose and soon be complete.
How'd you get bound in the first place?
You found these crystals in a cave. It's just like a random dungeon mercenary job, just like yours. That's why I don't feel so bad about what I'm doing to you.
I say, well, you may have submitted to be the thrall of some dark power, but we never would.
That's too late. You can either switch places with me or die here. And if you die here, I should still accomplish my purpose. I should still be able to get free of these bonds once this ritual is complete. But there's a decent chance that by resisting this, you bring him forth.
How much does Len's gonna kind of like mull all this stuff that Rook is saying over, and he's gonna try to see how it jives with what he learned from that book of forbidden knowledge, and see what's going on. So I'm really like trying to. I don't. Yeah, I mean, it could be that, or I could just be trying to see if like what he's saying seems to make sense based on what I already know about that. And I'm just kind of like listening in and comparing notes on like what he's talking about with other things. So, I mean, what I'm really trying to do is figure out like, is he lying? Is he leaving anything out of this story?
That sounds like a discern reality roll to me.
I'm down. That's more what I was going for. I got it. 9, unfortunately.
All right.
So my question's going to be, what here is not what it appears to be?
Yeah, so I'll say that in addition to the ritual that's going on and the magic that's around you, you also sense the presence of like illusion magic, and it's not around Rook, although like whatever his face changing gimmick is, somehow like magical in nature. But like the major illusion that you're detecting, like what here is not what it appears to be, is like actually centered around your group, and maybe looking closer you can see like bands of energy tying the four of you to these crystals in your bag.
Oh geez.
So he'll look at you a lot and say, I don't need all of you. I only need 3.
Well, I'm out.
It's like, not it.
Yeah.
I don't know about all this sacrificing stuff, blood pool garbage, but we got paid a lot of money to kill you. I think that seems like a better deal to me.
It's like, if you kill me, you'll still be bound.
Hold on 1 second. And Len is going to try to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
So he wants to unbind us to whatever the hell's happening here. Is that kosher?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I did get a 10.
Okay.
Plus 2 is 12. So it does say powerful magic is just reduced or dampened.
Yeah, so I'll say that you're able. So you cast Dispel Magic, and it immediately dispels Rook's face changing, and so he just looks normal. And Austin, maybe you can describe what he looks like.
John Lovitz.
Okay. John Lovitz in a big robe.
Yeah, John Lovitz dressed as a wizard, and he's like, "Oh, geez, hello." It dispels that illusion, so you can now see these like bands of energy connecting each of you to these crystals. And I'll say with a 12, you have enough juice to sever one of these bands, but only one of them. Could I kick my spell up a notch with empowered magic?
No, I mean, this is like pretty ancient stuff.
Okay.
So like this is as good as it's gonna get. Okay, I mean, if you want to try to empower it, there will be severe consequences for you.
Okay.
And the best case scenario, you can only sever like one additional person.
Mm-hmm.
But it could work.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll sever the bonds of Corvid and David John.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so how that's going to look basically is like you're going to age precipitously.
Yeah.
But like imagine you're drawing like this amazing amount of power. What does that look like?
I'm gonna Ghostbusters this. There are these bonds that kind of connect these things to these people, and he realizes, like, based on something that he heard about, was like based on something he'd read about in that evil book, was like these magical currents that connect things, objects of great power, to like their source or to the thing they're adhered to or bound to. And so like he can maybe see some of this with the lamp connected to Dormin. And what he's going to do is he's going to position the two of these guys, or like grab the crystals from Corvid and David John, and kind of like cross their paths basically, and Ghostbusters style, don't cross the streams. It kind of like short circuits these crystals, but in that process, after there's like all this electricity and that kind of stuff, and the smoke clears, you see a very, very old Leonard. Are you free? You're free now.
It's like, Master, you're a man grown.
Oh yes, I wish I was still young. Yes, it's weird to in just the course of a few hours have your balls initially drop and then drop so much more precipitously. Now, if I try to escape from a dragon, I may well step upon them rather than my robes.
So the two crystals are now like free, and they're like fractured and like crackling with energy, and they're sort of like spinning around the room. And Rook's looking at you like, "What have you done? Like someone has to be bound to those at all times." And just like it looks like all shit's breaking loose, basically. And that meanwhile, the two of you, Lenny and Dormin, still feel these like chains of energy moving to like the last crystal that's like centered in the room.
And he's like, what would you like me to wish, Dormin, to help you?
I'll say, Master, I don't have your wisdom, but you need to make me do something that's gonna fix all of this. This sounds really bad. Like, can't you like stop all this? Can't you somehow beat the bad guy? Isn't that what good wizards do?
Make him break the big crystal, and I'll take care of the last stallion. Cracking my knuckles.
Go for it.
David John unsheathes his sword. It's like, starts walking up to Rook and says, "Some fancy tricks, there, Stallion. I'd like to know if you know the trick of how not to die when I put my sword right up your butt, though."
He's just
Ancient double light technique.
Yeah, looking at you quizzically. He's like, you didn't learn that from Kyle.
Damn right, I learned this shit from Gellin, motherfucker.
It seems that Gellin and David John had a different situation that I didn't know about.
No, go ahead and roll your action.
Gellin treated me like a real man, Kyle.
Yeah.
What would you know about that? Got a 9.
Okay. 1 second here. All right, so go ahead and deal damage.
Okay. +1 with my weapon, so that's a total of 8.
Oh, geez. I know.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, you definitely you don't quite impale him on his asshole like you threatened to, but you do score a pretty severe wound on him, and he does seem to be slowed down. But in the meantime, he counterattacks. He just slashes you across an open area with one of his daggers, and you feel this searing, burning pain. You take 12 points of damage. You feel this searing pain. Then when the burning starts to stop, you look up at Rook and you're like, "Oh man, I should never have attacked Rook. He's my trusted ally. Why did I do this?"
Oh.
You've been poisoned.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So they poison you with this thing called Golden Root, which says target treats the next creature they see as a trusted ally until proven otherwise. So, maybe seeing Kyle, you're brings back the old days. You're like, I wish I hadn't said all that naughty stuff about butts.
Kyle,
that's not keeping with the double light.
I'm really sorry about everything I said and shoving my sword up your ass. I think overall,
let's not use the A word, David John. Let's keep it PG-13 in here.
I still wish I didn't do that to your ass.
It's I appreciate that, David John. Now, if you could be so kind to talk your friends out of any further violence,
you're right. Violence.
See about these other crystals here, because unless we get 2 people bound to them, we're gonna have a rough night.
Oh, we need 2 more people bound to them?
We need a total of 3 people to serve the Dark Lord.
Oh.
Otherwise, he risks coming forth.
The Dark Lord?
That doesn't sound great, guys.
Yeah, I don't.
You should do something about this guy. This sounds crazy.
I don't know about all that Dark Lord stuff, but guys, Kyle's all right. He's a pretty cool guy, and I don't think we need to. We can settle this just with words. All right.
Do you think Rook would be surprised if I backstabbed him right now?
I think you would not be surprised if you backstabbed him right now. So I think you'd have to do something other than nothing in order to get that to happen.
Yeah. So I guess he's paying attention to all of us.
All right. I think Dormin's just going to try and charge him. I want to try and tackle Rook. Be like, this guy, I'll say it to David John, he's ensorcelled you. Can't you see? That's not your old good friend Kyle. That's Rook. So we're here. And I was just forget it.
Even
clearly you don't have the mental constitution of master. And I'll try and just tackle Rook to the ground.
Rook. Yeah, Rook, Kyle. Look, we're all the same. We're all the same here. We all have the same mother. We all have the same father. Haven't you ever thought about that? Well, I guess maybe unless you're some foreigner, Jin, I suppose.
So yeah, are you trying to interfere with the attack or not at all, David John?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand up, like just put my hand on his chest. Like not like try to settle it with a sword or anything, but just try to like keep them apart.
All right. Well, I want to try and get past him and attack Rook.
So go ahead and roll. I guess like hack and slash. Is that how you're attacking?
All
right.
Or? Yeah, I'm a strengthy fellow. So I rolled a total of 7.
Okay. David John, roll plus bond with your bond with Dormin.
All right, so I got a 5.
Okay. So yeah, you try to get in the way, but he just blows right past you.
Yeah.
And you said you got a 7, Dormin?
I did, yes.
Yeah. So now the two of you are like tumbling on the ground, and go ahead and roll your damage. I guess just your strength, or yeah, you're just your base damage.
Okay. I got an 8 for the damage, and let me see if this muscle bound thing does anything.
Doesn't it add? I think it adds forceful and messy to your attacks.
Yeah, it's just when I wield a weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't. I mean, I guess I could use my. I lost everything though, so I don't have a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so like the two of you are wrestling around on the floor. There are these other cultists now who are like looking at you. They're trying to sustain this ritual, but some of them are going to begin to get involved as well. And
so, although he was looking at him,
hold on 1 second. Yeah. So you take 9 damage as he stabs you repeatedly.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Dormin? Cool.
So, although I was, like I was saying, in position to backstab him, although he wasn't, he was still paying attention to me. Is he defenseless maybe at this point?
Yes.
If not, I'm just going to hack and slash him.
No, you can backstab him now.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna poison the poisoner. Possibly.
Poison the poisoner, eh?
Here's John left.
Ah.
Okay, so I got an 8, so I get to choose one thing from the list. I think I'm going to... I feel like I want to avoid melee with him if he's poisoning other people in lieu of doing extra damage.
Okay.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll your damage on.
So I got 7, and I've poisoned him with Serpent's Tears. So from now on, when anyone does damage, you roll your damage die twice and take the better one.
Oh.
Nice. So he seems pretty hurt at this point. And he'll be looking at you, Dormin, and being like, Dormin, I freed you. Why are you doing this to me? And why did you waste your freedom?
Now, I don't have to believe that this is actually my former master, do I?
I have to believe anything.
I know this is Rook.
You
Yeah,
know
so I'll say
Rook,
like.
but one of the things Rook said is that he spent years grooming you as the team to replace his team.
All right.
So he was that person, you think? Oh.
It's totally unclear.
I see. I was like, listen, like you're not her. You don't deserve to wear her face. So like punch him again. Says you don't know anything about it. So you don't know what it's like. No, like, as I'm punching him, like having like an emotional revelation. He's like, I don't like being a slave. It was bad.
Slavery is not good, as it turns out.
Yes, slavery is definitely wrong.
Yeah. There's some expression that like you've heard her utter many other times before.
So while they're doing this, Len is looking around the room and studying kind of what the cultists are doing, and he's going to try to see if he could maybe use some of the power in this room to perhaps perform like this as a ritual, that it could go another way aside from how Rook is saying it, that like this evil can be capped up and that these guys can get the hell out of this place.
When you draw on a place of power, tell the GM what you're trying to achieve. What exactly are you trying to do?
I'm trying to make sure that this great evil doesn't get awakened, but also that people aren't bound to these crystals. So I'm trying to come up with an alternative.
Do you care whether or not Rook is bound to the crystals?
No, Rook can be bound to the crystals, and if he dies, that's even better.
All right. You can do it, but it's going to require great power or a great sacrifice first. You'll need help from your companions. And you and your allies will risk danger from the whole city beginning to collapse around you.
Okay. So the big thing that he's going to sacrifice is I think Len is going to like sacrifice himself essentially to do this.
Okay. And how, like by opening yourself up to all of the magic, so you'll just like wither and age, or some other way?
Yeah, I think it's that, honestly, because I don't think he's necessarily, he wants to save people and he wants to help, but I don't think he's necessarily in the mind place of like, and I must sacrifice myself for the greater good. My name is Jesus / every other Jedi character in the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon. Instead, he, I think, is just like he just like pushes this stuff so hard that he's just gonna like burn himself out.
Okay.
And and I think he'll be like, I need your help. Keep them at bay. Defeat Rook if you can.
Okay, so yeah, I'll say like you're locked in like this like spiritual battle with the cultists now.
Okay.
And so
there's energy shooting out at me, and they're also shooting energy at me, and one's one color and another's the other color, and they're going back and forth.
It's either very dramatic or it just looks like a sign language rap battle or something like that.
Yeah, that's
Where's Bobo? Gotta find him. Yeah. Where's Bobo? Gotta find him. Yeah. I'm Madison Avery, and I need your help to find my cat Bobo. Bobo is an orange cat who's really fluffy and has green eyes and has a tail that's really fluffy like a raccoon's tail, but his tail is orange. Please help find Bobo. If you see Bobo, call 555-3415-5435, and we can give you a reward for finding Bobo if you help us find Bobo. Please help find my cat. We love him very much and we miss him. We were walking him on a leash one day and he ran away because he got scared by a car that he saw. Please help us find Bobo. And also vote for my dad for city commissioner so we can help prevent Hillary Clinton from committing any additional murders. Hashtag Ben Bugatti.
You didn't say Scott
Thank
Avery.
You.
Why
Where's
am I
Bobo?
shelling out the
Gotta
money
find
for this
him.
stupid ad? Kid doesn't even know
Yeah.
his dad's name.
Where's Bobo? Gotta find him. Yeah.
It's either very dramatic or it just looks like a sign language rap battle or something like that.
Yeah, that's it looks like a bunch of Care Bears are trying to have sex with each other. They're blasting each other with their belly beams.
Yeah, but Rook does seem to have the upper hand, although he's just getting older and older. His like fingernails are growing long.
Rook does or Len does?
Sorry, Len does.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, he's becoming more and more wizened.
Mm-hmm. Balls are getting lower and lower. As
My God. That was the sound of them crashing.
All right, so back to David John. What are you doing?
I'm going to go back to protecting my friends. So,
like once Rook stabbed Dormin, you're freed of that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna go after. I'm gonna go after Rook.
And he and Dormin are sort of wrestling on the floor, and they both seem to be like getting the worst of it.
I'm gonna stab him up the butt with another sword. Perfect. All right, so I'll go after the cultist.
Someone fixates on a certain move here. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm gonna go after the cultists.
Okay, so that'll be like your way of helping Len.
Yeah, I'm gonna just charge them with my shield. Just do a head-on sprint at full speed.
So I'll say the way these cultists work is basically they are sustaining the ritual. Mm-hmm. So they're basically defenseless. So you're going up to each of them and just like hacking them down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine with me. Even better. David John does not like to run.
Give me a hack and slash roll so I can see like how successful you are at that.
You got an 8.
Okay, so
I think I probably am feeling kind of guilty while I'm doing this. And it's just not David John's style to just be chopping off people's heads while they're standing there praying. And so it's just going to be slow work for him, slow and painful work.
Okay. I like that.
He's being like real hesitant about it, and he's really having a lot of second thoughts. So it's actually even more gruesome because he's like not putting his full like weight behind anything, and so he keeps like hitting these people, and they're just not. It's just grisly affair. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah,
and they're so locked in this planar battle with you that they see it coming but can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's just like slow moving horror.
Yeah. I'm sorry, and I'm apologizing as I'm doing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's just crying. He's like, oh God, no.
We all have different beliefs, and you just have the wrong beliefs. I'm sorry. They pick up and hack it, hit the guy next to him.
Youth Minister Kyle, you betrayed my trust.
Yeah.
All right, so over to Dormin and Corvid.
What's Corvid up to?
Yeah, I think he's just as these two wrestling people. He's just like, shut your mouth. I don't care about what's going on here. We got paid a lot of money. If old Ironside's really in there somewhere, he'd understand. There's bounties here. Just gonna keep stabbing him.
All right, I'll say like they're rolling around, and Rook has changed again, and now they look the same, and so it's difficult to tell the two apart.
So I'll notice that like in my hands there's something that's just total beefcake I'm wrestling with. With these perfectly sinewed arms. I'm just like, damn, what's your workout routine?
Giant ugly chain around his neck.
Yes. Ooh. Okay, great. So can it be like we like disengage and now we've like stepped apart? And I'm like, it's him. You could. And I'll like turn to Master. Well, I don't know what like his cognizance level is right now in the real world, but I'll be like, he can tell. Master can tell which one's which.
And Len is just locked in this battle, like mumbling crazy arcanic languages, but it's just like, oh
man,
and his teeth are falling out and his hair is gray.
Okay, so then
the other Dormin's just saying all the same stuff. It keeps saying Master.
It's me, Corvid. You can tell it's me, right?
And I think Corvid just shrugs and he's like, well, this just makes it longer. And he's just attacking whichever one's closer.
Flip a coin. Hold on. Girl, heads or tails?
Tails.
Oh, it's tails. Okay. Yeah, you're attacking Carl.
Like Corvid, look, remember that time? And it's like, as I'm trying to like dodge blows, I'll be like, remember that time you tried to kill Master for some reason? It was a really, really dick move. I was there for that. I know that like you're kind of not a cool guy.
Go ahead and roll hack and slash, and Carl, why didn't you roll your bomb to hinder?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a 10, so it'll affect it for sure.
So when you say roll bond, it's 2d6 plus 1 if I have a bond? So that means I got an 11. Oh, no, my bad. I got a... Sorry, 1 second.
I think it's the same. It's just a minus 2.
No, it's 10.
It's still the same.
10.
So on a 10 plus, they take minus 2. So you had an 8, is that what you said?
I had a 10, but now it's knocked down to an 8.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll say you go ahead and deal your damage.
6.
All right, Carl. You take 6 damage, but you're able to like wrestle him to the floor. Just sort of tell me what that looks like.
Just so you know, I am now at 5 HP.
Okay.
So I'll like absorb the blow from. What do you wield?
I think a short sword.
Okay, so I'll like sort of like take the blow, like it'll be like sticking out of my chest somewhere, and then like use that momentum, like bring you into me and like push you to the ground. Listen, Corvid, I'm trying to think of like a way I can like convince him to be like, if I were Rook,
I love Rook, money.
yeah. It's like, Corvid, remember all those places we were gonna go and all the things we were gonna steal, and how cool I thought you were for being so rich and morally ambiguous.
Yeah, lots of people think
that. I'll say Rook probably wouldn't think that. If I were Rook, I'd kill you right now as I'm like holding you on the ground. But I want to see you make it out of here because I think you got a real shot.
As I'm like chopping off the last head, like crying now, but like it's taken 3 or 4 swings, and the person is just like trying to remain on their feet, like just please.
Yeah. It's like please, I'll stop.
yeah. That's just my habit now, son. I'm sorry, I can't stop now.
Just finish it.
Yeah, I drop my sword to the ground, walk over to Dormin crying, and just lay hands on him, start to heal him. Like, this is what I was made for, to be a vessel of light. This is what
Len? The guy's aging, or
I thought Dormin had a sword room. Dormin.
Yeah. So I'll say, listen, I'm Dormin. I'm not killing you. Look, and I'll like point to the Dormin. What's he doing?
So the other Dormin's now running toward Len and just saying, "Master, Master."
I'll say, I wouldn't be that stupid. He's gonna kill Master. Well, even if that isn't me, you can incapacitate both of us.
Is Len aware of any of this that's going on?
Yeah, I'll say like you're loosely aware of like you're being chased by like one of a clone of Dormin is coming toward you.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go after that clone.
He just says like
healing the other one.
He says like, "Oh, Dormin, I wish you free."
In that moment, the chain around Dormin's neck just comes loose, and Corvid, you see this happen.
Oh, awesome! All right, I want to like immediately stand up, like lasso the chain around like a whip, and like try and catch the Dormin like with a bola.
All right, Carl, go ahead and roll hack and slash.
I got a total of 8.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
I got. Oh, thank you. Because my first roll was a 1. My second roll was a 6.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So you whip this thing around him. I'll say. So you only got like a 7 through 9, right?
That's right.
So your negative consequence is that it sort of like smashes Old Man Len on the way, and then bounces off and clutches the lone Dormin about the neck and like pins him to a wall.
It's like, I'm sorry, Len.
And so like now he's totally immobilized and he's back in his original form. The cultists are all dead, and Len, like, you can now sort of like complete the ritual.
All right, let me just complete the ritual here. Okay, and he just gathers up all these crystals, and he's like shooting magical beams of energy out of his wizened hands, and he has to just keep getting closer and closer and closer to these things, and you see like a big blinding light with these crystals, and like it fills up the room, and you're blinded for a mere moment. And then when you come back, there's just a skeleton in Len's wizard underwear.
Oh no.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm a skeleton now. Yeah, and when he moves, there's xylophone sounds.
All right. So meanwhile, there's this like big like kind of earthquake going on.
We gotta get out of here.
Get out of there.
No, there's no skeleton. Well, the skeleton's there. It's just not alive.
All right, I'm going to speak with the skeleton and ask him how Len wants to be buried.
You do not have time for that. Otherwise, you'll all be skeletons.
Oh, we could just like scoop him up and take him with us.
Yeah.
There were those in those books is Len's living will that Tormund insists he write out. But weirdly enough, he left all his earthly possessions to Rook.
So these like these fissures in like reality are beginning to like erupt around you, and lights just like shooting out and beaming across the place.
All right, let's get out of here. What's the best way
Rook
out?
Dead?
What'd you say?
Is Rook dead?
Rook's not dead. Rook's like immobilized and like pinned to the surface of one of these walls.
Oh, I gotta decapitate him as Dormin's figuring out this way.
Yeah, I'll start
Okay.
like looking for a way. I'll gather up Len's possessions and bones.
He'll be like, please, it's not too late.
It's like, you're right, I will get paid for this.
Yeah, I'll be running behind.
All right, so why don't the three of you go ahead and roll Defy Danger and sort of tell me how you're trying to navigate out of the city.
Well, no matter how I choose to navigate, I will fail. So hopefully someone else has got a better idea and is leading the party here. Because basically, I'll say I can pick up all Len's things, but I'm just so like emotionally exhausted by all my all this whipping around, and I'm like disoriented from recently being freed. Pick up the lamp and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like,
So like system-wise, you rolled bad? Is that what happened there?
Yeah, very bad.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just be like, maybe we're supposed to die down here. Maybe that was what was supposed to happen all along.
I'm going to smack you across the face and be like, shut up. You're not going to die down here. Come on, Tormund. And I'm going to hoist you up and be like, here, carry my bag. Follow me. And then start running for the chute, and I'm gonna start trying to like backward slide back up the chute. Like, push me, Tormund, push me.
Okay, that sounds like a Dormin's free now, by the way. But that sounds like a strength roll. Defy Danger strength.
I also rolled a 7. So
Okay.
but okay, if I have strength though, it's a 9.
And
Okay.
if I'm helping, I'm a pretty strong dude. So
Yeah. Corvid, what are you doing?
I think he's taking a similar but route, like just getting out of there as fast as possible, I guess. I feel like he would try to run up this thing instead of haul himself up.
and you've killed Rook, right?
Yeah, I think so. I hope I have his and the spider guy's head with me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You have 2 heads with you.
Is the bone dragon still around? Like, is that gonna be an issue here?
The bone dragon is just like dodging spears of light, and like all chaos is erupting around you. Like you may be able to find another way up amidst the insanity of what's going on, but the 2 of you are up that chute. Corvid, you know, so basically, here's what happens. David John tries to strong arm his way up the chute, doesn't quite make it, and Dormin pushes him the last few inches, but then slides back down the chute. You see this, and you have time to sort of like avoid the whole situation, but you need to find another way up if you're going to do that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are there any? I guess I'll look around for any other exits.
Yeah, I mean, like there's this main thoroughfare now that you don't have to worry about the dragon as much.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll just kind of shout to them like, "Come on, get out of here!"
Well, I guess if
Don't
only
use that shoot. Are you idiots?
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll Defy Danger Dex. Dormin. Oh, not Dormin. Sorry, Corvid.
A 10 for me, though.
Okay. So yeah, you're like running up this staircase now, the giant like corkscrew, dodging like falling debris, and just like going as fast as you can. Soon enough, David John is like caught up with you. Dormin, you're a little far behind because you've been lagging. And
you guys passed Julia the skeleton, who's like, "Wait, come back for me."
You had a 4th question.
Yeah, I leave that out. I like peace and quiet usually.
The dragon's now in pursuit.
No, the dragon is just like getting lit up by like the fissures of reality around him. So, Dormin, you're lagging behind on account of your roll, and
Cool.
getting separated from the group. You're not going to be able to make it out before the thing collapses.
Okay. I'm wondering if there's any like shenanigans I can pull as far as like using my own lamp, but I'm a free man now. I don't know how I can jump in there.
Your lamp is just an inert like little lamp. There is another room full of shenanigans if you think back to the beginning of the game. Huh?
That's right. Yeah. So I'm gonna like, as I see them like sort of fading out in the distance, like running out of here, I'm gonna like detour towards that portal room, and see if I can make it there.
Okay. Give me a Defy Danger roll. And just tell me how you did.
All right. Let's see. Oh my god. Well, the good news is if we had another session, I'd be really high level. I got a very... Oh, wait, no, hold on. No. Okay, if I use my MO, which is strength, I'm just like powering through all of this, like anything that falls on me, just like brushing it off and like running through walls.
Yeah.
Then I can just make it with a 7.
It's like the Casino Royale chase scene where he just keeps going through the wall instead of like jumping over them.
Yeah, instead of parkouring it. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So yeah, I'd say like the 7 is like you're just getting further and further left behind. And there's no chance to get out now, but you do make it to this portal room, and you're relatively safe there.
Okay.
But you just hear this sort of like collapsing around you.
All right, so
Len,
yeah.
Let's switch back to Len for a second here.
All right.
All right.
The final frontier.
Yes.
So when you're dying, catch a glimpse of what lies beyond the black gates of Death's kingdom. So in this case, you are taken to the shrouded plain, and sat there are 2 figures, Knowledge and Death, and they welcome you, and they say, Len the Learned, you learned so much in such a short period of time. are you ready to be done learning?
What age is Len at this point?
I'd say he's back to his boyish self.
Oh, geez, sirs. I still think there's an awful lot I can learn. I mean, I read a lot of spooky stuff in that book, and I learned a lot about magic. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't learn very much about genies, and that was part of the thing I was supposed to do before I, freed Mr. Dormin. So I wasn't crazy about how that kind of played itself out.
And they'll look at you and say, well, if we are to grant you a boon and return you to the living, you must first answer us this one question. Of all the things that you learned on your journey, what was the most important?
No.
Oh, and go ahead and roll a 2d6.
All right. Well, I got a 6 and a 2, so that's an 8.
I'd say the thing that was most important is that you can want knowledge, or you could want stuff, or you could even want freedom. But it seems like there's always going to be something that you might have to give up to get it.
And they'll say,
the answer was friendship, Len.
Yeah.
Friendship.
And they'll say, well, then we'll return you to the living, but you must give up something important to you. Are you willing to give up magic?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This has been nothing but trouble. 100%.
Okay.
You know what? I thought that Dormin would just teach me like how to read. He told me a lot more than
Like,
was really.
You've got to give up reading too. That's way out.
Oh hell! All right. Oh, sorry, I said a swear again.
So yeah, I'll say.
I guess you're right. Reading is a kind of magic.
Corvid and David John, you're like racing up the corkscrew. You get out of the barrow, and it just lights up, and this pillar of light, this like giant explosion, and maybe like on the ground, ruffled there in like old dirty robes, is this like young peasant boy who looks exactly like Len. And on that note, I think we should switch to like a quick epilogue, which is like maybe one scene for each person, describing what's going on, 3-6 months later, whenever.
Corvid might be, after he gets out of here and gets whatever money from these heads, hopefully, he'll be like, maybe he'll have some kind of heart-to-heart with Lem at some point, just like, or Lem too. He's just like, damn kid, I was the one who killed your former master. I thought he was too selfish. He wouldn't make those hard decisions. In the end, I knew it would just be on one of us. I sure as hell didn't want it to be me. Didn't think it'd be you though. You really stepped it up. I think I owe you for that. So now I'm your dad.
And that's how that works.
That is how that works. That's great.
How about you, David John?
Well, this is strange from my understanding of how children are made, but it isn't too far off. So David John will accept that this young boy was just dropped off here, and is now going to go back to his home, to the Church of the Double Light, and he's going to bring back the teachings of the Triple Light. And he's going to I think he's going to first try to find his old disciples that fled off and began following another cult, and he's going to try to get to bring to them the cults of the Triple Light, the teachings of the Triple Light, and he's going to build an army of followers to take over the Church of the Double Light, make it triple again.
Okay. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Dormin,
Mega Nuffy.
Dormin, what's going on with you?
It's like months later, or maybe even years later, and like it's this dark night, and it's pouring down heavy rain, and you hear in the distance sirens, and then like shooting across the screen comes this flying car, and it's like ducking in and out of traffic, and like finally like pulls into this like alley, and it's all like up in the sky. It's like hovering there in the darkness between these two giant skyscrapers. And then in the front seat, Dormin, with a lamp still attached to his belt, is decked out in all these like futuristic clothes with like an energy rifle on his back and like a pistol at his side. And he like turns around and looks into the back seat and he says, "Another successful run, eh, buddy?" And you look back there and you see decked out in similarly high-tech gear, Bone Weevil. And he's like voraciously chewing this book. That looks like ancient, and he's just like so full of glee. And he's like, "Yes, like this is really working out for us." And like in the front seats, like all this treasure and like ancient artifacts, and like all the books have already been sent back to him there. And then they slowly like drive off into the night to continue their mercenary adventures.
Awesome, I love it.
So then we pass over to like a peaceful like country estate that's actually very, very nice. And you see like Len as an adult, and he's standing over a casket, and there's a funeral, and it's Corvid's casket, and you see all these children come up, and they're like, "Daddy, tell us about Grandpa. Tell us about the adventures you and Grandpa went on." And I was like, and Len's like, "Your grandfather was a very brave man, and he did a lot of great things. I've told you enough stories. This isn't the time for stories right now." And he goes and he's like adjusting something or cleaning something, and a man approaches him and is like, "Perhaps it is the time for stories. I'm here to offer you the most money you could possibly imagine for you to write a book of you and your father's tales." And Len just goes, "Damn it." This double light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this double light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this double light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine twofold, let it shine. This triple light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this triple light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this triple light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine threefold, let it shine.
Thank you for joining us for Dungeon World, The Hunt for the Black Stallions. Dungeon World, Hunt for the Black Stallions was Game Master, Leigh. Dormin the Free, Carl. John, Michael, Elijah, Muhammad, David, Grant, McNulty, McMasterson, Alex. Corvid the Cleaver, David. And Leonard the Learned, Austin. Dungeon World is a game by Sage Latorra and Adam Koebel. Thank you so much for everybody who helped us out. And please join us next week for another exciting episode of This American Dice. Hey everybody, if you could please rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcatcher, it would really help This American Dice. And for every 5-star review we receive, we'll read it on air. Join us next week for another episode of This American Dice.